I learned my lesson from yesterday and I am at the grocery store much earlier today. I'm making my wrap for lunch and I just want to show you the size difference of a couple of tortillas that I pulled from this package. So these are the protein tortillas. I have been trying to up my protein a little bit. It was my first time trying these last week and I really enjoyed them, so I decided to pick up more. This is the first tortilla that I took out from the packaging and look how tiny it is compared to this one, which is also from the same package. That's a big difference. I'm gonna have the big one today. While I'm assembling my wrap, I also go ahead and make hubby's lunch for the next day. This is pretty much exactly the same thing, but he doesn't have a tortilla. He's been liking his sandwiches on cinnamon raisin bagels, which are his favorite. So I'll just pop this in the fridge and it's ready to go for him for tomorrow. I was gonna do a puzzle chat today, but I wanted to work on my journaling page. That is now done, but of course it took me longer than I expected, so it is lunchtime. So rather than doing a puzzle chat, I think I will insert the photo of the puzzles again and I will just have my wrap while chatting with you. I actually find it really hard to vlog while eating. So I'm gonna go ahead and eat this first. It's quite unruly because there's a bit of lettuce in here. There's not a lot of lettuce, but the pieces are just like awkwardly arranged. So I'm gonna have this and then come back to chat after. It is time to open day 2 of the advent calendar. Here's what the box looks like. Oh, there's a little rabbit. The little message inside says, Débordé d'amour. So something love. Débordé means to overflow or to brim. So it's basically saying overflow with love. Let's see what flavor we have today. And we did end up finishing the jam from yesterday. Here we have today's flavor. It looks like it's fig with cardamom. Oh, it smells nice. The cardamom scent is pretty subtle. I wanted to mention that yesterday when I was editing the vlog, every time I saw the clip of me about to taste the jam, I started salivating, and I'm salivating now. I guess I really like jam. I was also very pleased that hubby seems to like his coffee advent calendar this year. All right, let's taste the jam. Ooh, I just woke up from a much needed nap and I thought I would talk about the 31-day challenge exercise for today. You can see I did decorate my notebook. I have this Evie sticker back here and I love this set of stickers. This of course is Truffle and this is Lulu all dressed up for the holidays. You saw me working on this spread before lunch and it was just so much fun to do. I found this sticker. I don't know if you could see it, the round one in the middle. Because yesterday I was talking to hubby and I was asking him if he wanted to do the challenge with me. I asked him last year as well, but he wasn't interested. This year he seemed a little bit more interested, so I gave him the gist of what yesterday's challenge exercise was, and I told him that my phrase for the month was believe in yourself, and I was like, what do you want to keep top of mind for the month? It could be a word, it could be a phrase. He was like, mine's be happy. So I was like, oh, okay. And then I found this sticker. This one says be happy today. but I put that there kind of as an homage to hubby's theme for the month. I wanted to put it here on day 1 instead because I had a little empty space, but this sticker was too big. So I put it on day 2, and then I found this kind of like matching sticker for the bottom corner here. The exercise today is all about food, and it's the same exercise as last year, where we're asked to list some quick and easy meals and snacks that we've been enjoying lately. I was really excited about this exercise. I think this might be my favorite exercise of the whole challenge. I wanted to compare my answers from this year with my answers from last year. They're actually quite similar. I noticed two main differences. The first difference I noticed is that last year there were a lot more baked goods. So I have cookies on both years. I have muffins this year, brownies last year, but last year I also had banana bread and fruit crumble and granola, Rice Krispie squares. And that's because during last year's Eat at Home challenge, I was making sweet treats, baking or making Rice Krispie squares or granola and the like almost every other day. Whereas during this year's Eat at Home challenge, I didn't bake or make sweet treats at all. I'm noticing now that I have cut back on sugar, I don't really have sugar cravings anymore. The other two hormonal symptoms that I noticed that pretty much went away when I cut back on sugar. The first is that my hormonal acne, while I still get spots every now and then, they are nowhere near as severe and they don't last as long as they used to, whereas before my hormonal breakouts were very painful cystic acne. The other thing I noticed that completely went away pretty much the moment I cut back on sugar were my night sweats. I haven't had a single episode of night sweats since I cut back in February or March. And prior to that, I was having night sweats, not every period, but maybe like every other period. And when my night sweats would come, they would last for like 2-3 nights. I would wake up completely drenched and shivering. It was very uncomfortable. And when I say cut back on sugar, it's really only cutting back on muffins, cookies, chocolate, donuts, cake, and that sort of thing. I don't track it that closely. I have no idea how many grams of sugar I eat in a day, but I still eat as much fruit as I want. I still eat lots of yogurt, but the yogurt I eat now is plain yogurt sweetened with a tiny bit of maple syrup. So I'll just mix in the maple syrup myself. I find store-bought yogurt that is already pre-sweetened too sweet for my palate now. And I've noticed that with a lot of things now that I don't eat as much sugar. I still drink sugary drinks now and then, but sometimes I don't finish the whole bottle and I'll just save it for the next day. Speaking of which, I still have a little bit of this lemon soda that hubby and I have been loving. Hubby brought it home for us yesterday. It's like our current favorite drink, so maybe I'll go get that. It's called CC Lemon. It doesn't taste that sweet, but sugar is, of course, the first ingredient. Not too tart, very minimal fizziness, and very, very, very refreshing. This is so good, and even though it's not a meal or a snack, I put it in my list of favorites this year. Since I was in the kitchen, I brought some snacks to show you. These are snacks I've been really loving lately. For whatever reason, every year or two, I'll go through a phase of around a month or two where I really love rice cakes. I crave them more than chips, and I'm in a phase right now where that is the case. I don't know why this happens. It's kind of strange to me that it happens so regularly, but it is what it is. I'm in my rice cake phase right now, and these are my two favorite flavors, the magic masala, which is quite spicy, and the Korean barbecue, which has a nice sweetness to it. I'm currently eating through this package of rice cakes. This is in the savory tomato and basil flavor. I buy it because I like the shape or the format. I really like the texture of the larger rice cakes, even more so than the small bite-sized pieces, but they don't have that much in terms of the savory selection of this format. It's really only this or cheese, and out of the two, I prefer this one. The other thing we've been loving lately are turtle chips, and today I saw that they had stocked this flavor, which I hadn't seen there before. This is Mexican street corn. The other part of today's exercise, the optional part, is to enjoy one of the treats on your list. I'm gonna wait for hubby to come home so we can try these together. I went on a whole bunch of different side tangents just now, but I was talking about there being two differences between this year's list and last year's list. So that's one big difference. I don't have as many baked goods or that type of sweet treat on this year's list. The other difference is something that hubby and I have been eating a lot lately. I'm surprised that I've been wanting to eat this food so often and that it made it onto the list, and that is dumplings. So I know tons of people like dumplings, and I have enjoyed them in the past, but I've never really considered it to be a favorite food, and I certainly didn't expect that to be on this list. But hubby and I have been eating a lot of dumplings lately, and we've been wanting to eat them and enjoying them immensely. I just buy the frozen ones from the grocery store and I boil them up and then we dip them in black vinegar. We usually have a noodle side dish with it, which is maybe why we like dumplings so much, because we love, love, love all types of noodles. So maybe it's the combination of noodles, which we already love, with dumplings that makes us want to eat dumplings more. But dumplings made it on the list.
We still had some chicken from yesterday's dinner, so hubby's gonna eat that. But there was also tons of sauce, so I reworked it into a tofu dish. So we're gonna have that on top of a bed of steamed rice, Chinese steamed broccoli, and here's the tofu on top with lots and lots of sauce. Hubby and I just finished dinner and we are going to be trying the turtle chips now.
Right, just lime.
Limey, kind of corny.
Corny too.
I'm just gonna have a few because I'm pretty full from dinner. And we're also gonna have some dessert.
Yummy.
We just had the jam. It is all done. 6 crackers. Well, you had 4 crackers. Because he puts less on his. But yeah, I don't know if this would be enough for 2 slices of toast. 6 crackers? Maybe if you put like a thin layer. And I think on the Instagram, they put butter and then the jam. I love the combo of butter and jam, but I really wanted to taste the jam itself. And I also don't want to eat that much butter because of my cholesterol. Hubby and I were talking about it and I liked today's flavor more than yesterday. I really liked this one. Which one did you like better?
Yesterday's.
He likes it because it's sweeter. And his coffee today is quite good too. I had, again, a little tiny sip just to coat the tongue. This is a really nice dark roast coffee from Mexico, and the roaster is in Winnipeg. We are going to have our little dessert treat now. We're having a treat every day, but it's not an advent calendar type treat because I didn't buy anything for the advent calendar. Instead, we're trying to eat the things that are in our pantry, and we happen to have these in our pantry. Hubby has a colleague who goes to Trader Joe's quite often, and he is kind enough to take requests from his coworkers for anything that they want from Trader Joe's. So hubby mentioned these cookies, and he has bought us 4 packs since, right? Or more than 4, maybe. Maybe even more than 4. This is the last box in our pantry, and we've got half of it remaining, plus the 2 that I have on this plate here. The reason I decided not to buy advent calendar treats is because I'm trying to cut down on sugar, and in previous years, on top of the advent calendar treats, we would buy other treats, so we would double up, sometimes triple up, and it was just too much. So I decided this year we would eat whatever's in our pantry, as well as anything we decide to buy just like throughout the month. That way we still have a treat every day, something small, but we don't also have the advent calendar stuff on top of that. That is going to be it for Vlogmas-ish day 2. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you again tomorrow for day 3. Bye!